We're going to have a close look at a weed of national significance, bridal creeper, and the various methods you can use to control it. Bridal creeper was introduced as a garden variety in the 1850s from South Africa. It wasn't long before it found its way out of the garden and into our landscape. It's now a prevalent weed in bushland and wooded areas of southern Australia. Bridal creeper grows from fleshy tubers underground that are densely arranged along a branching rhizome. The tuberous root mat can be up to 10 centimetres thick and can account for up to 90% of the plant's biomass. The leaves are a shiny bright green colour and occur along the length of the twisting wiry stems that grow up to 3 metres in length. White flowers appear in early spring and green berries ripen to red in late spring. Bridal creeper is mainly spread by fruit-eating birds that eat the berries and pass the seeds elsewhere. Foxes and rabbits have also been known to eat bridal creeper berries. Other methods of spread include the dumping of garden waste and the movement of soil, including root mass and seeds, by water or machinery. Bridal creeper's underground root mass can significantly impact on native vegetation by making it hard for native seedlings to establish. On the surface, bridal creeper foliage shades and smothers all that grows in its path. And, if not controlled, bridal creeper can compete with native vegetation for sunlight, nutrients and water. There are a number of control methods available. The choice of control methods will depend on a number of factors, including size and density of the infestation, situation, growth stage of the plant, and the landscape. For isolated plants, such as this one, simple grubbing can be effective. It's important to ensure that all underground roots and tubers are removed, as plants can reshoot from fragments left in the soil. It's also preferable to do this before the plant produces flowers or sets seed. This method involves disturbing the soil and therefore may encourage weed seeds to germinate and establish. It's important to get underneath and lever up the root mass. Here we can see the large underground tuberous root mat for the small above ground foliage. Once we have removed the root mass, it is important to replace the soil to minimise the risk of reinfestation and weed seedlings from germinating. Where grubbing is physically difficult, it may be possible to cut off the above ground foliage to prevent flowering and seed set. However, this method will not control the underground roots and tubers. It's important to carefully dispose of all removed plant material. This can be achieved by bagging any weed mass and putting it in a black garbage bag and placing it in a warm, sunny spot. In effect, we're cooking the weeds and making them unviable. Any dried weed material can then be burnt or disposed of by deep burial. Among the chemical alternatives is the wiping method. Herbicide mixture is applied to the tongs of death with an applicator. This method is used in sensitive bushland situations, such as this one, where we have bridal creeper in amongst the Acacia paradoxa. Spot spraying can be used to treat patches of bridal creeper or isolated plants. When applying the herbicide, spray the leaves along the length of the stems. Care must be given when spraying larger infestations, ensuring desirable species such as native vegetation is not sprayed. Adding a marker dye to the spray mixture will help you to see where you have sprayed and where you need to spray. Remember, when handling chemicals, follow the label directions and wear the correct personal protective equipment for the task at hand. Bridal creeper is less of a problem in pasture situations, as grazing animals are effective in controlling its growth, which in turn prevents fruit and seed production. There is a less traditional method also available for the control of bridal creeper, and that is in the form of the biological control agents, such as the bridal creeper, leaf hopper, and rust fungus. These agents can form part of an integrated approach and are useful for release in terrain that is difficult to access or where other methods of control are not suitable. The leaf hopper is an insect around 2 millimeters long that feeds on the photosynthetic cells of the leaves. Feeding damage appears as white spots on the upper surface of the leaves. This makes the plant use more energy from the tubers, which exhausts the plant over time. Leaf hoppers won't kill bridal creeper, but the plant will continue to grow with less vigour and, in the long run, limits flower and fruit production. Large populations of leaf hoppers can totally defoliate plants in a location. The rust fungus obtains nutrients and water from the plant by establishing an intimate contact with living cells. This diversion of nutrients is detrimental to the plant's development, limiting its ability to flower and produce fruit and more tubers. Both agents are present in our region and can be easily spread to unaffected infestations by humans.